What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Into My GT Entertainment, and this is part 2 of the Whipple install. Earlier video you saw the parts. Today we're doing the teardown. So with that being said, I gotta roll the old credits again. See you in a sec. Okay, so again, I'm going to work on that. I promise. One day, before I die, hopefully, it'll get done. So, what we're doing today is doing the tear down on the car. We got to take the front bumper off, the hood strut, all this monotonous stuff. I will get out the way, get the front tires off, such on and such on, to get it ready so when I do get help, we could just go in there and do the big stuff and get that squared away pretty quickly. With the new Whipple install, hold that thought and I'll show you what I'm about to tell you. Alright guys, so I traveled inside for a moment to show you the stuff in the book. It's kind of important. Some people just go over it and don't even think about it. I didn't even think about it, but what they decide to tell you over here is that you want to change the weight of your oil. I might be on the wrong page. Hold on. Right here. In this line right there, it says that you want to change the weight of your oil to a thicker weight. So that's something I didn't think about. So I have to go ahead and go get me some oil. I got filters. And then you're going to be taking out your antifreeze, so they want you to get 2 gallons of distilled water, and then the Ford mix. So yeah, we have to go get that also. But in the steps coming, and one of the very first steps in here, once I get to that page, is right here, that tomahawk tool. Now what that is, it's the tuning tool. So what you got to do is, before you do anything, you need to go ahead and download your stock file, get that squared away, and send that off to Whipple. Whipple will be working on that while you'll be working on the car. So hopefully by the time you get your stuff done to load the tune, the car will be ready to go. So we'll see where we are with that, but I'm going to go ahead and do that download now and get that out the way. So I'll bring you all along to see that too. All right, everybody, this is the tomahawk tool right here. It comes in this box. It comes with the directions right here to how to use it. And we're going to go ahead and get this plugged together, get it in the car, and let it do its thing. So we'll see you inside a WASP. All right, guys, so what you got to do first to do the tomahawk tool is turn on your car, but do not start it. So that is where we are at the moment, and that's what it says here in the thing. Then it says plug it in after you get your car turned on, and let's see what happens. All right, it says that you need to toggle it down to request calibration file. I don't know how well you see that right there. It's already there. So we're going to go ahead and hit enter and see what happens. Okay, after doing the turning it on and plugging it in, it says the file has been created. Move the SD card and send it to Whipple, and press any key to continue. So let's go ahead and do that. And to remove the SD card, it sits at the bottom right there. You just push it in like any SD card reader, and it's right there in my hand. So we're going to go ahead and send this off to Whipple now. Okay everyone, so once you get the calibration or the request for the calibration on your card, you go to Whipple's website right here, and then you click on calibration request, and it brings up all this info you need to fill out. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill that out, and I'll be right back. All right, so once you get all your information in and do what they need you to do, you hit OK, and you'll get this message. So now you could go ahead and start taking things down and doing what you need to do. They'll be working on the calibration while you do the install. So, yep, I guess we start doing the dirty work now. See you down there. All right, everyone, I am trying to adjust for these lights. You can see like a little black line kind of move around every now and then. What it is the LEDs. I need to figure out the adjustment on the camera so those will disappear. But while I try to figure that out, I have the car up already, as you saw the other day, and now I got the front wheels off. I'm going to be working on the steps to get the stuff off, the front clip, and some other things. So stay tuned, and hopefully I get the camera stuff straight and we can get this going. See you in a few. And just to show y'all in the manual, that's where we are. The seat come up. Now we got to go unplug that. And then once we get that straight, we need to come over to the battery cover, disconnect the battery, and then start taking the front fenders off. So that's where we're going to be here for a little bit. So catch you in a few. All right, everybody, so let's get it going. So the first thing that the manual says to go ahead and do is to run the fuel out of the fuel rails. So what you do with that is, under your seat right here, you pop the seat up. There's these little tabs that you'll feel, and it'll pop the seat up at the bottom. Under there is your actual fuel pump. There's a connector that goes to it. You want to unplug the connector, then start your car till the car runs out of fuel. And then once it's done running out of fuel, you want to sit there and try to start it for about 10 seconds just to get the rest of it out of it and release all the pressure. So that is what we are going to do. So I'll show you when I get the seat off. Just to show you those pushing parts, right here is the part that you need to push, and that releases it from the seat. You just got to reach around in there, feel it, and pop it in. You feel it let go, and that is the deal with it. Nothing too out of this world, and your seat will come up. And then coming back into the car, right here is where they would have sat. And then that is what you need to get right there, that module. You need to unplug that and then try to start the car, let it run till the fuel runs out. And like I said, and then once it's done, go ahead and try to start it again to get all the pressure out, and then you're good with that. All right, everyone, so now we are at the point where we disconnect the battery and take things off. And like, again, I'm sorry for the black shadow lines because of the LEDs. I might just turn these off and go back to the other lights. And then we go off to the next after that to do the bumper removal. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of chime in and out of that, but I'm not going to go show you every single bolt coming off. So as you can see, there's quite a few little things going on with that. So we'll be back in a sec. All right, everybody, I went ahead and turned off the LED light so I can have a better video. But it's a lot darker in here now. But anyway, we got the front end off. I had to do a couple extra steps because I do have the fog lights and the RTR lights, and you know, they got different harnesses and stuff like that. But that is now out of the way. I got the shields over here. This one over here will not be returning because we have the carbon fiber one. So yeah, all this is done. I did this with the battery so that way it wouldn't fall back onto something, and then, you know, while we're in the middle of something. So Now, the next step in the destructions are, we done that, we got the bumper off, now we have to take off the ambient air sensor, and then some other things along the way. So let's see what those are at. That would be, let's see here. All the cars are different, so sometimes the directions aren't exactly the same as I've been tendency. So let me see if that was even for a GT. That might not even been for a GT, because GTs have different dismantling things. Sorry guys. Good Lord. Doesn't say, I don't see it, so we'll just go about it, and then when I find it, we'll go from there. So let me get on with it. Okay everybody, here is an update. So in the directions that Whipple sends, it's not really entailed for a premium packed car, so you're going to have some alterations and some things that you're going to have to do. So one thing is getting out the strut tower brace. You have your normal strut tower brace, but then you have the one that goes across the side. You have to take the cowl off. So in their directions, the cowl is split in the middle, so you move it up and down and it'll come apart. These are not like that, so you have to get a arm puller to pull the arms up so you can get the cowl off. I kind of worked it around. I don't know if I need to get the cowl all the way off. I might have done what I needed to do with it, but that's coming down the road and we'll see. But I got the braces off now. As a front end, if you have the active air vents in the front, those won't be used anymore. Those will be popped off and whatever. You'll still put the shield back on it, but the active part will not be working. Other than that, the next part I guess is starting to take off the intake and maybe emptying out some fluids. So yeah, we are making some progress by ourselves here. That's what I was talking about right here. You got to take all that off, but you have to take the cowl part to get to those bolts in the back. So I kind of worked it around and got it off. So I don't know if that's what I needed for, or maybe later on in the install it might make it a little easier. So we'll see where we get to that. So now I'm going to pop the cover off and start messing around with some fluids, it looks like. So yep, time to get dirty, buddy. All right everybody, so right now we are draining the antifreeze out. You want to take the cap off so to let the air through, and down here, let's see if I can get you a good view. Right there is the little turn, and that is the nozzle that lets all the antifreeze out. Have it just slow rolling, no big hurry. You can turn it a little more to go faster, turn it a little less, it'll come out slower. So yeah, that is what we're in the middle of doing now. So we're getting into some stuff, aren't we? Okay everyone, so the antifreeze is drained out, and the next thing that we need to do is take off these intakes. It shows obviously the factory boxes, but it comes out the same way, same bolts, all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get these taken out, and these will be for sale because I have the other ones from Whipple. So if you're interested and know somebody, let me know. Get into it. See you in a minute. I am back with still bad lighting, but anyway, let me show you what we have going on here. I have now disconnected the fuel rails right here, and on this side also, right there. Taking out the air boxes, and now what we need to go do is we're going to start working on this. There's 2 bolts on each side that we're going to have to take out, and we're definitely getting somewhere. We are definitely getting somewhere. That's it. It's taking me a little longer because I'm doing it by myself, have no help, and I'm trying to film at the same time. So it does take a little bit of time to get this stuff done. So bear with me. To you, it's no time at all. To me, it's freaking hours and hours. So I'll talk to you later. All right, everybody. So now we have taken down all the plugs to the injectors, the plugs in the back, and the plugs over here. So we are getting very close to taking that part of the manifold off. Like I said, that's where we are in the directions. So we are here and we're gonna end up here, and then that might be where I stop for the day. We'll have to see, but like I said, it's definitely by yourself. It's a job. Have a buddy with you, or you know, go ahead and pay the money to get it done. Either way, like I said, it's an adventure. I have time, so we'll see where we are here in a minute. Well, we are going to take this off now. There's 6 cylinder head bolts in there. I can't tell you exactly where they are, but they are in there. We're gonna find them and we'll go get this thing off. All right, guys, I'm gonna go just a tad bit further. As you can see, the intake is now out. Those foam blocks get discarded because they're not going to be used anymore. I got the factory one sitting on the ground. Again, if you could get help, it's definitely worth it. Even just to get that muscled out of there was kind of, I mean, it's a light piece, but what you had to do to get the back wiring off, which is back there, you had to move it forward and then turn it sideways, for me anyway, to get those unplugged. You definitely don't want to jack up anything in the electrical system for sure. So we'll see where I go from here. There's a couple other little parts, so I'm gonna kind of look at them real quick and see if I want to keep on going. I've been at it for a little bit today, and this will probably be a good stopping point for the video, but let me see what we have on our list. That's done. That's where it says remove the blocks. It wants me to loosen the water pump pulley, and then it wants me to remove the drive belt. So let's see where we're at. All right, everybody, that is going to be the end of this video. I'm starting to have to put things on and take things off, so I want to add that to another video. So right now, where we are at, we have the tensioner out, the water pump pulley out. The next step was to go ahead and gap the spark plugs, and then from there we're starting to get into changing up the system a little bit. So that'll be a good start for tomorrow. I should have help tomorrow, so I'm going to clean up a little bit, get this stuff straight, and then we'll see you again the next time I post. See you later. Haha, I'm back. No, just kidding, y'all. I just wanted to do one more thing before I signed off for today. I do use the cup method. So what the cup method is, all my bolts in particulars, like see, that's the active grill bolts, and these are the windshield push pins, so on and so on. So that way when I go back to reverse engineer this, I know where to find everything and what part goes to everything else. Just a little FYI. So I will see you on the next video, and hope y'all have a great day, because I done blowed up my car. Look at that mess. Look at this mess. I ain't no damn mechanic, but we're gonna be tomorrow. Later.